That leakage is real. That is just real. And I had a clogged duct, so I was like laughing out loud because it is like it's impossible to get them out, and I had to have a masseuse, help me with this.
This is obviously a Christmas movie, and I know Zoe doesn't like the holidays, but I know that you both do. So if you can kind of tell me what's Christmas morning like in your household, and what kind of traditions do you both have and want to pass down to your kids as well?
Well, we're both Mexican. I'm Mexican. I'm a Texican. And so we celebrate on the 24th. We don't really do the Christmas morning, like
Mhm.
wait for Santa, or like somehow Santa came at 2 p.m. and hear all the presents. Like I,
Mhm.
I don't know, Veronica, are you a 24th or 25th person?
We're 24th. My grandma is Texican. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and so we do the, huge meal and presents and all of that the night of the 24th. And then we usually go to mass at midnight. And that's tradition.
Yeah. Veronica, how about you?
Yeah, the 24th is a big night, and then midnight mass. And I know Eva's family does tamales as well, and we always have Grandma Olga's tamales. We have those.
And Grandma Elsa's. We do
Oh,
Grandma Elsa's.
and everyone gets, their tamales in a big old plastic bag that you can take home and put in the freezer, and then we're just eating tamales for the entire year, and it's
Ralph's
amazing.
bag, by the way, a Ralph's bag, not like the nothing. It's the Ralph's plastic bag, and if you divvy it up, if Tia Edna got something more than Tia Elsa, it's a war. So you got to count out
Big
the
deal.
big deal. It's a big deal. Veronica and I are basically the same person.
Congratulations on the movie. It's so much fun. I love that it's a little naughty and nice Christmas movie for this time of year, which I think is so great. So what was it about this story that made you want to jump on board, Eva, if you want to start?
Yeah, I have been part of VH1's this huge diversity initiative to get diverse storytellers behind the camera, because if you get them behind the camera, then it translates to in front of the camera. And so I was really excited. I read this script and I immediately knew of Veronica's work and her talent and her comedic chops, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to send it to her.
Mhm.
And once I did, she came back with like this vision for the movie that is what you saw, which is super funny, very elevated comedy. It's raunchy and funny and heartwarming and a lot of lessons in it, but yet it's still fun. I mean, she had to nail a lot of themes and she just did it beautifully. And so for me, I was just so excited to have the opportunity to hire somebody like Veronica, and then Veronica in turn hired a female DP, hired a diverse cast. Like it just continues to evolve into consciously hiring who we want to see
Yeah,
behind the camera.
definitely. I love that so much. Veronica, were you kind of up for this challenge of making that naughty and nice Christmas movie and bringing kind of all these visions to life?
Oh, I was ready. I was so excited. Honestly, I feel so blessed and proud that this is my first feature because it's so special as a director to be able to work on a script where you're like, oh dang, I could have written that. Like it's
Mhm.
you connect with it that much. And then to be able to do it with Eva, who is so, pro diversity and pro women and pro all the best things ever. It was so awesome because the reality is sometimes you don't get that. And so to get that just feels like
I,
magic.
it's so funny because now you know that was Veronica's first feature debut, but she's been directing for a very long time, and now people can't say like, well, she hasn't done a feature before. Like that's to me very exciting. Is like the next step in her career that she gets to take because this one's already under her belt.
Definitely. I love that. So do you relate to the character Zoe at all in this film, Eva?
Does does do I or Veronica?
Both of you, and anyway.
Veronica's met all of them. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think I'm the new mom just because I'm a new mom.
Mhm.
I think I'm more CJ. I was Zoe in my past. I was probably Zoe. I've never hated Christmas. Zoe really hates Christmas.
Veronica, how about you?
Yeah, I definitely have some Zoe in me.
Mhm.
I'm still the 13-year-old teenage angsty girl inside, but at times. but also a new mom. So the CJ, like, there's a lot of breastfeeding jokes in there, and those hit very close to home. And then Abby. Abby is just so fun. And so I like to think I'm a bit Abby.
Right. You mentioned kind of the breastfeeding jokes, and of course there's that scene where, you know, things kind of go a little crazy, a little but as a mom as well, I kind of totally relate to that. Did you both relate to that, and have you had any crazy breastfeeding or feeding experiences in public like that, Eva?
You know, that leakage is real. That is just real. And I had a clogged duct. So I was like laughing out loud because it is like it's impossible to get them out. And I had to have a masseuse, you know, help me with this. And so the fact that she's like, you guys have to help me. I was like, yes, somebody has to help her. Like these things don't just go away. And Veronica was a new mom filming this. And so she was much closer to it than I was.
Oh yeah. I had just stopped breastfeeding right before because I was like, that will get a little too complicated. But so many of the lines CJ has, I was like, I've literally said that of just, you know, you're doing something and then all of a sudden it's like, I have to pump. Like you just feel it.
It's so true. I know I'm going through the same thing right now. I'm breastfeeding my son, so I totally get it. It's hard.
You're amazing. You're a star. You're badass.
So tough. Eva, I know that your son is, you know, in that three-nager stage. Have you experienced that? And what's that been like for you?
That my son's in the what stage?
The three-nager is in like the threes.
I love that. I was like, I've never
heard that. That's fantastic.
Wow. He's so funny because he didn't go through terrible twos. He's going through like stressful threes. Because it's not terrible. It's like he's just more explorational and he wants to like do everything and jump on everything and like every moment you're just like, ah. I mean, I love it because you want, like, even in the kitchen, people are like, I can't believe you let him cook with you and like break eggs and get dirty. And even he covered the entire kitchen in flour. But I think it's great. Like I was like, he's playing with textures. He's, you know, he's really experimenting. And I love that. Like that's the human being you want to raise, you know? So it's hard sometimes to balance, like, and especially if you have girls, you know, you want critical thinkers, you want, you know, young women who are going to push back and question. And so, you know, you kind of have to encourage it and embrace it in children. You know, you want them to be curious and question things and not just take things for face value at times. And then also you want them to listen to mom. Just listen to mom.